Hello, my name is Annie Mathias, and as promised, I'm going to read you a piece today called May Musings. And this speaks of some of the big changes that are coming about internally as a result of being sheltered for so long, since I guess it was the second week of March. I thought I would share this piece with you today. May Musings. I am learning a new language for a new land. I am sitting in the beginning, these mornings without words. I notice how the floor under Hazfat's poetry has been removed. I enter into the words, and there are no walls. The sky is now my ground, and the birds, always the birds, they continue to sing. I watch and think about how I need a new language. I have the language of music, the language of light, the language of knowings. I have the language that the ancients have taught me. I have the language of birds, of clay, and of dreams, but this is a new land, a new time, and I need to learn how to speak this new language in order to live here. I watch as the old ways have shifted. From all outer appearances, it may look the same. The lemon tree is still here. The birds still chirp and sing. The sun is coming up over my shoulder as I write, and I am aware, just outside of my peripheral sight, that a new language is forming. I call this a language because I am a woman of words. Words are the material that I use to build my life on. But these words are not outer words, but instead they are inner words that form the endless stories that flow. They are stories that war against the mundane. Each word holds many meanings, and one must be here right now in order to walk in that endless river of understanding. My pen is not fused by ink, but by insight, I think. I am stumbling now onto a floating type of way, but each day I am moving or circling in deeper in this new language. I use the light and the colors to navigate my way. I think about light now, how it is often described as all good, all love, all positive. Again, there is a human version and a spirit version. To look at Shiva, the destroyer, one might only see negative, but to destroy that which keeps us from God is indeed a blessing. The destroyer in outward words is not understood, but seen through the language of suffering, the same destroyer is a crushing ball of freedom. But we, the non-beholders of the big picture, tend to not see how it all plays out. If my house burns down, if my true love has an affair, if my garden is eaten by aphids and tomato worms, in this I may only see the negative. And yet I am told not to speak of negative things. And yet all of these become pivotal points in my life. I do not understand them at times. I did not know why within my realm of understanding they happened. And yet, if I were the beholder of the big picture, I would see. It might take me a while, but if I am willing to move deeper into the field of understanding, I begin to understand. At first, when this virus emerged, I had to learn how to navigate in my empathic mode. It was really difficult training, and I have now become much more acclimated to this present climate. I have deepened in some aspects of my work, and yes, my life has changed. Many years ago, I planted a morning glory plant in my garden. I asked this plant to teach me how to be tenacious in life. I was weary and I needed this wisdom to fill me and this land. This beauty grew up on my brick wall, which separated me from the roadway. She spilled over and down onto the other side. People who drove by would marvel at the fire of this vibrant blue glory, cascading down for a moment of inspiration as they drove by. Soon I received notification from the city. I was in violation and must remove my offering of blue beauty. I didn't understand this logic, but I complied. My morning glories then turned inward, growing across my yard. They grew in trailing abundance, and whenever they were extracted, more of them appeared. Yesterday, I was putting in my 2 hours of daily yard work. This time spent has brought a great revival to my love of nature, pruning, trimming, relocating my compost pile. All of this has been a lifesaver during this time for me. And yesterday, I noticed where my morning glories, my tenacious teachers, have grown. High up into the trees they dwell, strong and wild, kind of like me.